Hello everyone, this is Morgan from Habitat. Just wanted to show you a little tour, which is very amateur, so I apologize, but we just finished our 79th home build and we're about to show it to the future homeowner, Trever, today. So we thought we'd invite you to come along. So you had, I guess, just to introduce you a little, if you don't mind me kind of telling your bio, but we met a year ago, right?
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. So it has been kind of a long path, I'd say. There's been some stress for everyone just trying to see how quickly we can get it. You unfortunately lost your parents, and after your dad passed, the home was sold, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So this for us is finding a home that can truly be yours and help you live independently. And what I want people to know, I guess, is that this wasn't a giveaway. This wasn't a handout. You've worked very hard for this, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Still work plenty hard to keep it.
yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, yeah, and that's where I want people to understand, when Habitat chooses someone for these homes, obviously they do look at need and, with the loss of your family home, that was definitely a need. But, what Habitat saw was that you're also someone who has fully embraced life. You're still working every day over at the Boys and Girls Club. So you've been really doing a great service also, because that's an incredible program for the community. And so you're working. I know that you still have some hobbies. I hear there's going to be a fishing boat here. That's what Habitat, we call it willingness to partner, and what that means is that, people who are taking on this huge commitment of taking on home ownership, that we see that they have that kind of drive, that they are really committed to this. So, so we call you a partner for that reason.
It shouldn't be something that you give to anybody.
No. I agree. So yeah, I want people to know you definitely have worked hard for this. You've definitely put in many hours, helping to get this program going. And so we're excited. So let's take a tour of the house and check it out. So this project actually started about a year ago. We were very fortunate that the Village of Lake Delton did donate this land to us. So that was what decided, and it's a beautiful lot. As you can see, we have a lot of mature trees in the background. There's a lot of nice space for a yard. And some of you may recognize this neighborhood actually, because we actually have built two other houses here. And you may recognize Eric over there in the corner, and then Amelia were previous home builds as well. So they are about to get a new neighbor. And this house then was broken ground thanks to Ray Zobel and Sons Excavating. They came in, dug the hole, and then Schlu's Classic Concrete poured the foundation. We did make sure we have a wider than normal sidewalk because this is an ADA accessible home. So we've got a nice pitch here on the sidewalk, and of course a zero entry threshold as well. So the siding came from ABC Supply out of Baraboo, and we had Trever choose the colors for that, so I think it came out just beautiful. And then I'm going to back up just a little bit so you can see the roof, because these are things that really are a critical piece to keeping a home safe and dry. And we were very fortunate because this roof was actually a donation from Fry Roofing out of the Sauk City area, and we were just incredibly grateful to them for being able to do that. I'm going to point out that this yard isn't too much to look at yet. Habitat will be working with the excavator to bring in some more fill again and get this yard looking great. We've been very fortunate because the Sauk County Master Gardeners Club, which is a part of the UW Extension, has offered to work with Trever on bringing in some landscaping features and make this home. And these thumbs are not green, so we're pretty fortunate that they're here to kind of give us some advice and ideas on that. So as we walk around, though, you can see there's a lot of nice space here. And I'll point out again the siding, because we put this on during the coldest snap of the year in November. We had a couple volunteer groups that came out from UW Sauk County, the Platteville group. So they traveled quite a ways to work out here in the cold. And we also had the siding installed by a volunteer group from First Weber, Wisconsin Dells. So we were very fortunate that they were willing to come brave the cold and help us get this sided and protected against the cold weather. Now as we're coming around here and nearing this corner. You can see we did put a little exit off of the garage too. We'll get the fill, come up and meet that little landing pad right there. And that should be a nice place that someone could come outside and enjoy the weather as well. So let's come on in and check out the home. So you see, we'll start right here with our living room, and it might be a little noisy with the floor protection. We worked with McGann's out of Baraboo on finding some that, as you may know, this home is intended for a quadriplegic who's in a chair. So the intention here was to get some flooring that was industrial grade and very secure for him. We were also very fortunate to get some color choices for him too. So a lot of the choices you're seeing here are Trevor's choosing to make this his home. So this is our living room space. You have a nice ceiling fan going on here. Here's our kitchen. The cabinets came from Classic Cabinetry out of Reedsburg. Now, we did get the fronts for these cabinets, but because Trever is in a chair and is able to lift it, it's going to give him a lot more accessibility if we keep those doors off for now. Here is a pretty incredible thing too. Whirlpool actually donates a fridge and stove for every single Habitat home built in the U.S. So that is just a really fortunate thing for all of our homeowners that they get to start it with those. The other thing right here, you'll see this range hood is from Brown out of Hartford, Wisconsin. They donate the range hoods as well as the bath fans, which is two critical points in the house where we want to make sure that we're controlling moisture and air exchange. So it's really fortunate that they donate those as well. So we have here our kitchen. You'll see that we've opened it up. Once the garbage disposal is installed, we will be protecting those. So as Trever wheels up to the kitchen, he's not knocking his knees into that plumbing. But this is just one feature too, where this will help him get some more access to our sink. We have a nice little breakfast counter here that is raised at its height where Trever can choose to actually dine here if he doesn't want to set up a dining table as well. Habitat homes, as you may know, are on average just about 1,100 square feet. So we're looking at trying to pack a lot of features into a relatively small space. So go check out that bathroom and see how that layout looks for you.
Sweet. This looks nice.
Great. Yeah, nice wide space for turning around. You can see we left this open for you as well, so you can access that. So, yeah. And you do have a little closet, which you remember you helped put in some of the framing on this. And check out your bedroom. Again, that plastic's nice and loud, but that'll be gone. It is. Yeah. These shades actually were donated by Levelor, which was very nice of them, and they are, again, the simple, where you can just take them and drop them up and down without any cords, which is really convenient. So, and they are room darkening, which is quite nice. So, give you some privacy here. And I do want to point out too, we also did get a donation from Valspar of all of the primer and paint on the interior of the home, which a youth group from Emmanuel United Methodist Church came out and put together. They left wearing about as much paint as they put on, but we had a lot of fun painting this. So that was another great group that helped us out. All right, so we have one more room we want to show you, which is the spare bedroom, or it may be your puppy Jack's room. I'm not sure if he's going to claim that for himself. So here's a nice guest room when you have people that want to come over and stay over, and So this should give you some more extra space, and it's got a nice walk-in closet as well, which should give you some extra storage. So there we have it. I'm going to take you on a tour of our basement now. As you can see, we got this all finished. Habitat does not complete the basements of these homes. That is an option that the homeowner has the choice to do. But as you can see, we do build in a few features that could turn this into additional living space. The first right here is an egress window. The intention behind that is that there is a spot here where someone could safely exit during a fire. You can see it's got a fairly low base here compared to a traditional basement window like that. So what that means is that someone has the option of building an additional bedroom down here and still staying within code. The other thing is we always roughen the plumbing, so an additional bath could be put in down here as well. What I do want to direct you to is this great furnace. May not be too exciting to look at, but this was actually donated by First Supply out of Madison. It's an incredibly high energy efficient type of furnace, so we're again very fortunate that they have put this in place. I do want to mention, and I'm going to ask Trevor to talk a little bit about the experience too. But one thing that we were very fortunate about was that Wells Fargo had a program where they provided a very significant grant to help us buy materials. And as part of that too, we actually had 2 weekends where their Wells Fargo employees came out to help us build. Do you remember that? Do you remember? I remember the weather was kind of rough then. It was kind of spitting rain.
Yeah, it was crappy.
Yeah.
Wisconsin. So.
Yeah. In fact, Trevor and I both got caught because we stood at the edge of the temporary rain tent and got caught in the downpour a little bit there, which was fun. But we had a great time with the employees. I think you probably remember that too. A lot of them had never lifted a hammer before or volunteered, so. It was a lot of fun just talking with them. They helped get this home insulated. So I'll point out, first of all, we get a lot of our insulation donated by Dow and DuPont, which is, again, a really generous donation. And what that means is that the house is incredibly energy efficient. We've already had the blower door test. We work with this perfect environmental performance company that comes out and does a blower door test throughout the whole home. They look at making sure if there's any leakages of air everywhere. So this house is incredibly efficient at this point, and it is certified by Focus on Energy. And so that too is a pretty incredible thing that we are able to give you this home, because it means your utility costs should be very affordable. So that is a huge help thanks to them. All right, we have one more thing we'd like to do. The quilters group over at St. John's Lutheran in Reedsburg was kind enough to make a handmade quilt specially for Trevor. They can't be with us today for the presentation, so we want to share this with them. So Tabitha, if you'd like to show him this.
Pretty heavy.
It's a good size. And for anyone who hasn't quilted before, it is not easy to quilt with t-shirts because they're very stretchy. Yeah. So that's made from all the Habitat volunteer t-shirts that we've had through the years that people have worn while they're helping. So it's a very personal.
Wow. Really cool.
I don't know. It means a lot to me. It means so much to me too.
Awesome.
It means so much. I can't explain how much it means to me.
Hello, I just want to thank you all, and I met a lot of decent people at Habitat and everybody, and I thank you so much.
Hi everyone, Morgan at Habitat again. I just want to say thank you to everyone that has been a part of this volunteer build and made this home possible for Trevor. So we've had a ton of great groups that we've mentioned as well. We've had over 1,300 hours of volunteer labor put into building this house. And I want to do a special shout out to Lonnie Chitko and Jim Anderson. Together they have done more than 300 hours alone. So we have some people that have come out. They've had willing hands, they've had open hearts, and they really know what it means for someone to have that opportunity to own their own home. And so we want to say thank you to all of you for making this possible. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour. I want to explain real quickly, the reason that I've mentioned a lot of our contractors and our product owners is the fact that we hope that you will support those who support Habitat, because they are the ones who have made this home possible for Trever. We also appreciate so much all of you who have donated to us through the year, who've allowed us the funds in order to buy all the materials and the lumber. The other thing too is the volunteers, because boy, we have more than 1,300 hours of volunteer labor on this house. Okay, Jack, you take a tour of the house and tell us what you think. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, what do you think, Jay?
Yeah, what do you think? Come on. Yeah, come here. You want to see your room? Yeah. What's this? What's this? Yeah, is this your space?